It's time for your daily dose of Cyberpunk 2077 news updates. Today we've got a ton to go over, including a recent leaked letter from CD Projekt RED, which was to the development team, issuing an apology and restructuring their bonuses. So we're going to take a look at that. Plus, we're going to talk about the user score from Metacritic versus the press release score, or the release score from, the major media outlets, and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm going over your top comments. Let's do this. Hey everyone, welcome back. Open World Games here, and let us begin. First of all, you can see the difference here, right? About here. So the Metacritic score averages about 90 right here between 53 critic reviews. And there's a big difference now between the user score, which is down to 6.5 now for Cyberpunk 2077. Let me ask you this, and sound off in the comments right now. What would you rate Cyberpunk 2077 as it stands right now at launch? Please be honest. Give your honest opinions. If you think it's a 9 out of 10 game, sound off. If you think it's like a 5 out of 10 game, please. I want to see your opinions on this one because I want to make a video about it in the near future. But yeah, patches for the game have been rolling out. We got the hotfix that rolled out, and it actually, I guess, has improved the PS4 Pro version of the game, and people are asking for more patches, as you can see here. But a lot of people agreed that this patch was effective in some way or another. Let me know if that's the case for you as well. But let's get into this right here. It says, CD Projekt RED changes developer bonus structure after buggy release. And this comes from Bloomberg Jason Schreier. You may know that name. He's the investigator of all this stuff. It goes on to say the following: executives at Polish video game publisher CD Projekt RED took responsibility for the buggy release of the highly anticipated title Cyberpunk 2077 this week, telling staff on Friday in an email obtained by Bloomberg that they will receive their full bonuses no matter how the game is reviewed. Previously, CD Projekt developers were told they would receive extra pay based on the game's critical performance, and that was usually in the case of having a 90 plus Metacritic score. They were aiming for that. Now it says this: Cyberpunk 2077, which came out on Thursday, is one of the year's biggest games and a monumental release for the Polish publisher, which only makes new titles every few years. The sci-fi role-playing game sold more than 8 million copies in pre-orders before launch and has been acclaimed for its mechanics and story, but slammed for the number of glitches and bugs. This is Friday. Cyberpunk 2077 had a 90 out of 100 on the review aggregation website Metacritic, a strong score that has nonetheless disappointed shareholders. If that score dips below 90, it may no longer meet the threshold that CD Projekt RED had originally set for bonus payouts. Wow. Okay, and then it says this: we initially had a bonus system that was focused on the game's ratings and the release date, but after consideration, we believe that the measure is simply not fair under the circumstances, wrote Adam Bawowski, studio head and creative director for Cyberpunk 2077, in the email to staff. We underestimated the lengths and complexity involved to make this a reality, and still you did everything you could to deliver an ambitious, special game. Furthermore, it says this: the bonus system CD Projekt RED used for developers working on Cyberpunk 2077 was complicated. Every month, team leaders at the company gave out tokens styled after the studio's logo, a red bird, to members of their team they felt deserved honors, according to 3 current and former employees. Those tokens would have then been transferred into bonuses if the game met certain criteria, like critical acclaim and a timely release. Under the new system, those payouts will be guaranteed even though the Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed and the review score has been mixed. This performance bonus comes on top of regular annual profit sharing payouts. You guys have to let me know what you think of this entire system. It's kind of ridiculous to me. But anyway, it says this: although the structure will reward some employees financially, there has been concern that it pushes them to work longer hours. In September, of course, Bloomberg reported that developers at CD Projekt RED have been working excessive overtime or crunch on and off since 2018. You guys have heard this story a billion times. The company asked all of its staff to work 6-day work weeks in the months leading up to release. Developers who are critical of the bonus system have said that it implicitly encourages employees to put in nights and weekends to show that they're working the hardest. So it really encourages this constant overtime mentality, it sounds like, and this constant sense of crunch. Yeah, let me know, again, what you think. I know a lot of you are big believers in overtime and stuff like that. In fact, a lot of people are dying for overtime right now considering how the economy is, so sound off. Now, Jason Schreier says this out on Twitter. He says, team leads at CD Projekt give out bonuses performance tokens to employees every month, a system that some say has implicitly encouraged developers to crunch. So we already heard about this one right here as well. Just encourage you to work harder, longer hours. Now, here are some replies and comments from the community, you guys, and what you had to say about this. It says, less than 1% of the comments here are from people who work in the games development industry, yet want to act like they know exactly how it is and what should be done. I like the encouraged competition between departments. I also don't mind working harder than average. You got 83 likes on that. Sound off, do you agree with him with that assessment? Now we have a polar opposite comment right here from Vivek, who says, give the staff their effing bonus even if the score is 0. This is just BS. The game is good, and to have Metacritic score as the parameter for that is absolutely ridiculous. I understand that bonuses must be given for good results, but this is good and they deserve bonuses. Do you side with Vivek or do you side with Ducky Beard? Sound off in the comments below. And mentioning top comments and comments, it's time to read over your top comments, but it sounds like this game has ended up being quite the mess for CD Projekt RED. You got to remember that they also suffered a 29% stock loss recently. That number could increase, who knows, but they're expecting a surge with the release of this game, and they got the polar opposite because of all the bugs and glitches. Now, first top comment goes to Alex Yervisky, who says this game's glitches were making my character so stressed he went bald. I mean, he lost his hair on a random side quest. Oh my god, that's freaking hilarious. So far, that has not happened to my character just yet. But yeah, you know, overall, I am enjoying the game despite the glitches. Now, GoCop says this. First, they should add AI to their NPCs. I've heard, excuse me, a lot of complaints about this one for sure. So yeah, a lot of posts about that one out on Reddit and the community that you guys think that the AI needs to be fine-tuned, that there is no AI. Someone discovered that well, I guess you would put it in quotes, AI for the driving around the city is actually tailored towards the car. Like the car is the AI leader, I guess you would say, and the civilian is just along for the ride. So if the civilian leaves the car, the AI system is only attached to that car, which is definitely fascinating and a very different way of doing things for sure. Furthermore, we have Nemesis1X, who says, flaws be damned, I'm still enjoying the hell out of this game. That being said, it stemmed from my trust in the devs to hash out the bugs. A lot of you are putting a lot of trust in CD Projekt RED right now to fix the issues with the game, and that's exactly the boat I'm in, considering what they did with The Witcher 3. You know, I'm kind of putting my trust as well into CD Projekt RED here. And, you know, with the first patch, it seems to have addressed some issues, and that's a really good step. And, you know, they've apologized internally to their own people, but they haven't issued like an actual apology to their fans outside of the development team. So we'll see if that actually happens. Furthermore, we have Davis, who says they kind of put themselves in a tough spot with this one. If they delayed again, there would probably be a riot. I know, it's damned if you do and damned if you don't with this situation. So very complicated situation for CD Projekt RED for sure. But, you know, this bonus structure thing definitely complicates things for sure. And I don't believe in encouraging overtime in the long term. It kind of sounds like this system works in that way. And I do agree with a lot of you that are saying that bonuses should not be based off Metacritic scores. They should be based off how much the game is succeeding in terms of sales and things like that. But that makes a lot more sense because if the game scored an 8 or had an 80 Metacritic score, for example, that should not prevent employees from receiving their bonuses, especially considering they have sacrificed a lot of their, you know, personal life for this game. So you have to take that into consideration. But again, with my time with the game so far, I am truly enjoying it. There's been those glitches which have been very disheartening, you know, things like lip syncing not working, and it's such a bummer. But I'm hoping that they keep aggressively rolling out those patches. They have to keep pushing those patches out super aggressively, and they know that they do. And there's the multiplayer Cyberpunk game, which will be coming up here. Honestly, they should just put that on the back burner and focus on this. Even if they have to take people off the multiplayer team to fix this game, do it. This is their baby. This is something they need to pay close attention to. They cannot fail here in the next couple months. So everyone's watching, and everyone's trying to play the game and enjoy it. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys in the know. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you next time. Take care.